Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namine. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarane. Hare Krishna. We welcome all devotees for our this Sunday satsang. It's very heartening to see so many devotees over here today. Last few weeks, we were very few of us, and in between, I was also not there. So very heartening to see all of you back. Today we are reading from Bhagavat Gita 1.43. So Prabhuji is also flashing over there. You can repeat after me. Utsanna kuladharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavatityanushruma.
Sorry.
1.44 is it?
Last week.
Okay. Sorry, we are going for 1.44 today. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yad rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanamudhyataha. One Prabhuji and one Mataji can repeat. We have very less time. One Mataji can recite in the meantime. Aho bata kartum vyavasita vayam yad rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanam udyataha. One Prabhuji. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yad rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanamudhyataha. Word by word meaning. Aho, alas. Bata, how strange it is. Mahat, great. Papam, sins. Kartum, to perform. Vyavasitaha, have decided. Vayam, we. Yat, because. Rajya sukhalobhena, driven by greed for royal happiness. Hantum, to kill. Swajanam, kinsmen. Udyataha, trying. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Alas, how strange it is. You can repeat after me. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Purport. Driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as the killing of one's own brother, father, or mother. There are many such instances in the history of the world, but Arjun, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of the moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. Before we understand, let's seek the blessings of the Guru Parampara. Om Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So here is an example of the self-doubt of Arjun, which has been expressed in last several shlokas. And if you observe, Arjun, along all the while, he had been giving examples saying that he has heard these things from the from the parampara, that whatever they are trying to do is a wrong thing to do. Okay, he gave the examples of several aspects wherein he mentioned about the breaking of the family traditions, killing of the own kinsmen. Then he gave example of not being able to enjoy the kingdom, so essentially not able to have any happiness out of the kingdom even after they win the kingdom, right? And if you recollect just now when we recited that 1.43, there Arjun mentioned that Utsanna kula dharmana manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavatitya anushushrum. Means he is saying anushushrum, means he has heard from acharyas. Okay, and based on that, he is concluding in 1.44 that he is in the process of committing greatly sinful acts. Right? Now, this sort of situation comes in one's life when we don't understand the primary purpose, we don't understand the dharma properly. Right? I'll narrate a very simple story to illustrate how sometimes the things, the way they appear, they actually aren't that way. Right? So there was once a young bubbly girl, she was getting married. Okay? So the whole house was busy preparing for her marriage. Her mother and her grandmother, they were guiding from somewhere else. The grandmother couldn't come for the marriage, so she was away. But her first family, like her parents, brother, sister, everybody, they were very, very busy preparing for this whole marriage. We all know Indian marriages. There is so much of preparation that goes into it. So much preparation, so many of the paramparic pujas, vidhis, and all those things, right? So the marriage day finally occurred, and the mother of this bubbly girl, she was reviewing the preparation for the marriage. So she ensured that okay, the Havan Kund that is required for the marriage, that is set properly. The priest is there. All the samagri that is required for the marriage is there. She also ensured that the whatever things are required for the saptapadi, they are there. The garlands are required for the bride and the bridegroom, it was there. So she had a big list to prepare, and she was doing a checklist whether everything has been done as per the whatever she knew of her own experience of marriage or not. One thing she realized that when she was doing that preparation check, she recollected that on her marriage day there was one basket covering a cat. And she remembered that this does not appear in the list. It was there in my marriage, so it must be there. So she asks her husband, her son, and everybody to go after, first thing to find a cat, and second thing to get one basket and keep it over there. So everybody is puzzled why this strange request to have one cat and that to cover by a basket. So she insists that I have seen in my marriage that there was a cat which was covered with a basket, and my mother told that nobody touches this. This is an auspicious thing, so ensure that nobody touches this basket. So everybody was puzzled, what is so auspicious in a cat being covered by a basket and nobody is supposed to touch that basket? So the nani, the grandma of the bridegroom, she is called upon. So the mother goes on a call with the grandma asking that, Grandma, do you remember that in my marriage you had kept one cat and covered it with basket, right? So it was a part of the procedure, it was a part of the parampara. And I'm telling the guys over here that I insist that whatever was done in my marriage must be done for my daughter's marriage, and they are not very convinced. So at that time, the grandma starts laughing. She becomes almost hysteric. She says that on your marriage day, that cat was creating a lot of nuisance, and we didn't know how to control that poor thing. It would have made a lot of nuisance, so we covered it with basket, and I asked nobody to touch so that the cat doesn't come out and makes nuisance everywhere. So sometimes that is the point in time the mother of the bridegroom realized that whatever she felt that it is an authentic parampara actually is not an authentic parampara. It's just her perception. Just because it happened in the past, just the precedence doesn't mean parampara. And this is precisely what is the lesson for us in this first chapter, wherein Arjun, whatever he discussions he made, whatever points he put forth in front of Krishna for not fighting this war, they all were valid. Valid in the sense that they had some substance, but they were not necessarily following the dharma. And it is of prime importance for all of us to understand all the aspects in a proper parampara. We should know why we are doing some things. What is the reason behind doing that things, right? If you observe, there are until probably few decades back, there were gurukuls available, right, in India, wherein the shastric knowledge of whatever is uh, coming from our Vedas, from our Shruti, Smriti, everything, it was scientifically studied and it was scientifically propagated. But in last few centuries, due to several upheavals in the society, the knowledge hasn't been transferred systematically. And there is every possibility that each one of us may come at crossroads wherein we do not know what is the exact parampara. So we must make an effort to ensure that we understand what genuine parampara is. And that genuine parampara, we should be ensuring that it is an authorized parampara, right? Technically, in the case of the example I just now gave, that mother of the bridegroom, she felt this is an authentic parampara. She had seen it with her own eyes, right? So she cannot be wrong. She had witnessed it, right? But the logic was incorrect. It was just one incidence, and that is why that particular basket was there covering the cat. So, are we also insisting on covering the cats with the baskets when we look at our dharma? We should ensure that we question the things, right? Even in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan is explaining the process to Arjun how to learn Bhagavad Gita. He's saying, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Right? So Bhagavan is saying, Tad vidhi pranipatena. So you should bow down before the Guru. Pariprashnena sevaya. So you should serve the master by asking him questions, him or her. Upadekshanti te jnanam means they will give you the knowledge. Jnaninas tattvadarshina, because they are jnani and they have seen the tattva. They have taken the darshan of the tattva and they can guide you. So we should ensure that we follow the dharma diligently. We question the things. Now, this questioning not be in the form of arrogance. Okay, this questioning, pranipatena, Bhagavan is saying, means we should be submissively asking, genuinely. We a lot of times see, especially in a lot of religious talks and discussions, sometimes some people, just for the sake of making fun of the speaker, they ask some random, irrelevant questions and all those things. That's not the mechanism we should. We should be genuinely studying the subject matter and we should understand, ask, and follow. So, understanding, confirming, and following, these are the three steps, very, very important in our life to ensure that we apply the dharma properly in our lives. Now we are at the cusp of the change of this year, right? This is a resolution time. How many of you have your resolutions ready? Weight loss by 10 kilos. Read the whole Bhagavad Gita every day, 365 days, at least 2 shlokas, right? I will earn $500,000. The figures can be different. I want to earn $1 million in 2026, $500,000 in 2026. I want to score distinction in my studies, right? So one of the resolutions in 2026, we should be taking it on systematically understanding our dharma. And for that, There is no other better book than Bhagavad Gita itself. And that Bhagavad Gita has been made further easier for people like us who are more accustomed to communicating in English language as compared to our even native language at time, right? And we all of us are well versed with this language, and Prabhupada especially has translated Bhagavad Gita in English language in a form which is more understandable for us, for our community, right? In past also there have been several authentic versions. There are so many Bhagavad Gita versions, lot of them authentic. Some of them may not be as great, but Prabhupada has taken a lot of efforts to ensure that the true meaning of Bhagavad Gita is communicated and it can be easily understood. So, as a part of our this resolutions and journey to 2026, some aspects I encourage each one of you to take it on the spiritual goals as well, right? There can be simple things like, um for example, if you read two shlokas in detail, properly understanding everything, the purport and everything, it just takes 10 minutes to read two shlokas, read the purport, read the translation and everything. It just takes 10 minutes. And within a year, there are 700 shlokas. So in 350 days, you can complete the whole Bhagavad Gita nicely studying, right? With 15 days of holidays. There could be times wherein you may not have opportunity to read, you may be busy, you may be away, you may be ill, whatever, right? So with 15 days of holidays also, you can complete the whole Bhagavad Gita. Those who have started chanting, they can, for example, decide that I want to reach a certain goal, right? For example, let's say if someone is chanting just 4 malas, all of a sudden you cannot go to the prescribed 16 rounds, right? It would be a uh, very challenging task to fit in another 1.5 hour in your day schedule, right? But if you break it down in, let's say, every month you increase 1 round, right? By the end of the year, you will be reaching 16 rounds. It takes about 6.5 minutes to do 1 mala, right? So all of a sudden, if you cannot fit 1.5 hour extra into your schedule, but if you work on your schedule, you can definitely find 6 minutes in a month, right? And cut down on those things that are unnecessary. And those who are worried about how can I find the time to chant so many rounds, how many of you have this question? How can you chant 16 rounds every day? How many of you have a question? I had this at some point in time. The task is much easier now as compared to then. Tell me how. I started about 16, 17 years ago with 16 rounds. I'm saying as compared to that, now it is much easier to do 16 rounds and to find that time. Why? Any guesses? Huh? No, no, I'm saying at that time, finding time was much more difficult as compared to now. Any guesses? No, every day, no, but I'm saying that during those days, fitting 1 hour additional into your schedule was much more difficult as compared to now. Why am I saying that? No, I'm just saying the key to that you will find in your phone. Where can you find the key to additional 1 hour? In your phone. Okay, just go. How many of you have phone with you? Just take out. Just take out your phones. Go to settings. Go to digital well-being. I am guaranteed telling you, each one of us is looking at the phone for at least 1.5 to 2 hours. The moment you make that thing zero, you would have 16 rounds done without any problem every day. Okay, so I'm giving tips also how to fit that additional 1.5 hour in your schedule. Anybody having more than 1 hour? How many of you check your phone? You're finding it embarrassing? That's why I didn't ask more than 1 hour. There could be more than that also, but I am keeping it reasonable, right? So we must ensure that we plan our spiritual journey equally importantly, right? We must understand the purpose of our birth. What is the purpose of our birth? Prabhuji, what is the purpose of our birth? Why did you come to this earth planet? Now, those who are coming here for long, they can wait for a while, especially those who have started coming recently in last couple of months. What is, Prabhuji, what is your understanding of why did we come to this earth? Why we have taken birth? Moksha, right? Anybody else? What else did we come for? Why have we taken birth? Past karma, right? So atonement for the past karma, that is one of the things, right? So now we know, even those who are not very adept at understanding the spiritual subjects, we all know that our ultimate goal of our life is moksha. Okay, so how many of you have taken any financial goals in the past? Prabhuji, you just now raised your hand. How many hours do you work for your financial goals every day? Huh? 10 hours at least for your financial goals, right? 8 hours of actual working and that delta of 1 or 2 hours to make that goal achievable, right? So at least 10 to 12 hours. We all know that moksha is the ultimate goal. How many hours we spend? How many hours? Any genuine answers? This is not a test or anything. Genuine answers. How many hours? Okay, to make it easier, 0 minutes to half an hour. Raise hand. Okay, half an hour to 1 hour. Right? We all know that this is the ultimate purpose, but I also was equally a culprit that until the age of 35, I myself had no idea of that this is the purpose of life and had no idea how to work towards that purpose. Prabhupada has given us a very, very simple formula to achieve this goal. He just says that you follow the ABCD formula. A is association of devotees. So just like we have assembled over here today, do it regularly. B is books. Read the our dharma literature, and especially the books written by Prabhupada, because the language is extremely lucid and very, very understandable. C is chanting. Chanting is the key to understand whatever we are reading. Trust me, if we are not chanting, we don't understand a sentence of Bhagavad Gita. It is written in all the languages. You name a language and Bhagavad Gita is available. And yet, Bhagavan in the 9th chapter describes the Bhagavad Gita as Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam. So it is a Rajvidya, but yet it is Rajaguhyam. So if it is published in so many languages, how can we say it is Guhyam? Guhyam means it's a secret. In spite of publishing so many places in so many languages, it is Guhyam because the knowledge is locked away and the key is in the form of chanting. And D is, Prabhupada gave two things. So it's ABCD square. D, first thing is our diet. We should ensure that our diet is in the form of what is suitable for our spiritual growth. So vegetarian diet, that too without onion and garlic. And the D square, it stands for deities. We must have the deities of Bhagavan in our house, and we should serve them regularly so that we have that bonding, right? People these days spend so much time on getting pets. They serve their pets so much. They will take the pet around and all those things. But so many people, just to avoid inconvenience, don't even have deities at home. So having the deities at home is also a must. So this is a very, very simple formula Prabhupada has given to all of us, ABCD square. Follow this thing and we will all go back to Godhead eventually. And not just going back to Godhead at the end of the day. We will experience that bliss here in this life as well. Okay, so we'll stop here since we don't have much time today. We started very late. Maybe just one question we can take very quickly, if there is.